Hello everyone, welcome to Chemix LK YouTube channel. So from today's video, we are going to make two useful chemicals. Those are ethyl alcohol and sodium acetate. And as you know, absolute ethanol is a very useful chemical in laboratory chemical experiment as a solvent and a chemical reactant. If you know, most of the indicators are prepared from dissolving that indicator in ethanol. Today's video I am going to make ethanol and sodium acetate from very cheap chemicals. Those are I am going to use industrial grade ethyl acetate and sodium hydroxide for this experiment. Okay, for the reaction I am going to use 500 milliliters of ethyl acetate and 220 grams of sodium hydroxide. Actually here I am going to use excess amount of sodium hydroxide. For the reaction we only need 205 grams of sodium hydroxide. I am going to use excess sodium hydroxide because if the water is present in this reaction medium, sodium hydroxide can absorb that water as well. So from the reaction, according to theoretical yield, we should get about 300 milliliters of ethyl alcohol and 420 grams of sodium acetate. And we can use this sodium acetate to make hot ice. You know, that is a very cool experiment, hot ice experiment. I also posted a little video about hot ice, so you can check that. Okay, in this conical flask we have 220 grams of industrial grade sodium hydroxide. So now we need to add 500 milliliters, that means 451 grams of ethyl acetate. Now I have added all the ethyl acetate to the sodium hydroxide. Actually you can't see a reaction here, but it is happening. I am going to keep it about 24 hours, and if we can stir this mixture during that 24 hours, that would be great. So during this reaction, sodium acetate and ethyl alcohol will be produced. So as you know, the ethyl acetate has very strong smell. When the reaction is completed, that smell will be disappeared. In that way we can confirm all the ethyl acetate is converted to ethanol and sodium acetate. After few hours our solution looks like this, and time to time I stirred the solution using a glass rod, and after about an hour the mixture is very hard to stir. Therefore I added about 50 milliliters of distilled water to this reaction mixture, and now we can stir the solution like before. And now I am going to keep the solution stirring another few hours. Also now the temperature of the solution is increased. So now I am going to place this reaction mixture in a water bath as well. Alright, after about 20 hours, our solution looks like this, and there is a yellow coloration due to the side product of the reaction. So now we need to filter this solution. These solid particles are unreacted sodium hydroxide and sodium acetate crystals. So I am going to suction filter this solution. Alright, now you can see here, this is our filtrate that contains ethyl alcohol and some dissolved sodium acetate. So now we need to distill this ethanol to get pure ethanol. So here I have a 2-neck round bottom flask, 500 milliliter one. So I set the distillation setup, and now I am going to add about half of this solution We can add the rest of the ethanol solution when we evaporate half of this solution. So now I am going to place a water bath and heat this reaction mixture and distill our product. Alright, now I place my water bath here. Then I added some boiling chips into 2-neck round bottom flask and place it in a water bath. After few minutes, now the temperature of the reaction flask is reached to 80 degrees Celsius. As we speak, now you can see in the collecting flask we are collecting our ethanol product. I covered the flask with aluminium foil and I'm going to continue this distillation. Alright, now you can see our final product, pure ethanol. I collected this fraction between 78 degrees and 80 degrees Celsius. So this is a quite pure ethanol product. So I could collect 161 grams of this ethanol product, and which corresponds to 69% yield. What happened to the rest of the ethanol? There may be side reaction. When we do the experiment, you saw there is a yellow coloration that may be due to a side product. There may be some fraction of product remaining in our reaction mixture as ethyl acetoacetate. Also, when we filter the liquid from the sodium acetate, also there are some ethanol trapped among that sodium acetate as well. So now we need to confirm that this is only the ethanol and not ethyl acetate. So I ran a confirmation test for esters. So ethyl acetate is a ester and this ethanol is an alcohol. And now you can see here these are the results of our product. In the left side test tube we have our product ethanol, and the right side test tube we have pure ethyl acetate. So you can see here this red purple color gives the positive result for ester test, and this yellowish green color gives negative test. So we can confirm that no ethyl acetate presence in our final product by using this confirmation test. So we can confirm our product has no contamination with ethyl acetate. Okay, this is the sodium acetate product we get from the reaction. Now we need to purify this one as well. So to do that, actually there is more sodium acetate and some unreacted sodium hydroxide in this beaker. First we need to dissolve this solution in water and neutralize our sodium hydroxide using acetic acid. Okay, first I am going to add 100 milliliters of water to this our sodium acetate product and stir until all the solid is dissolved. I think we need some more water. I am going to add some more water and dissolve this sodium acetate and unreacted sodium hydroxide until we get a clear solution. Okay, now the solids are almost dissolved. If we check the pH, you can see the solution is highly basic. Now we need to add concentrate acetic acid until this solution shows acidic to pH. I am going to add acetic acid until the pH is at about 5 or 6. Alright, now our solution is clear and it is a little bit acidic, and now we need to heat this reaction mixture and boil this mixture about 15 minutes. In that case, that trapped ethanol will evaporate from the solution, and then we need to cool down this solution. Let's see after we cool down the solution. After cooling down our sodium acetate solution, this is how our solution looks like. Now this is a supersaturated sodium acetate solution. We can directly use this solution for our hot ice experiment. Or if you want to store our sodium acetate product, now to get the crystals you need to introduce a little crystal of pure sodium acetate. In that case the sodium acetate will generate and we can collect the crystals and we can filter our crystals and get rid of other remaining liquid. Then we can keep our sodium acetate product. Okay, now you can see here this is our sodium acetate crystals. Now we need to filter these crystals and dry it. After filtration, this is how our sodium acetate crystals looks, right? It is a white color needle shaped crystals. I have here 315 grams of sodium acetate trihydrate. So we can use this sodium acetate hot ice experiment again and again. All you need is add little bit of water and heat until the solid is dissolved. Then cool down the mixture and you can introduce the sodium acetate crystal and then you can see the hot ice effect. So that is it for today's video.